Thank you and welcome here at ITBBerlin Convention 2022, and thank you for watching. I'm absolutely honored to have with me right now Jane Sun from Trip.com Group Limited. And Jane Sun is the Chief Executive Officer and a member of the Board of Directors of Trip.com Group Limited, who many of us know the sub-brands that's operating is Trip.com, Ctrip, and Skyscanner and Kunar. So a huge portfolio of brands. And Jane, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us here today. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Perfect. And I'd like to start off about taking a brief look back and asking you my first question about how has Trip.com Group navigated the past 2 difficult years strategically?
The past 2 years have been very challenging for travel industry. Many companies were impacted. However, for Trip.com, we adhere to our principle that customer first, partner second, Trip.com the third. By saying that customer first, we really try to take care of our customers with 100% of our efforts. I remember when COVID first took place, our customers were already at the borders, waiting to go on plane to take their Chinese year celebration by going abroad. So immediately we have to refund 36 billion of cash to our customers. So that takes great efforts by our team. And yet we win our customers' heart because we were so fast, so quick to address their concerns. The second thing we did is to really take care of our partners in the ecosystem. We established 1 billion partnership fund to help small, medium-sized business. We also established a 10 billion loan to inject cash flow into the ecosystem. The third one is our employees. Because the revenue decreased significantly because of COVID, our chairman and I volunteered to take 0 salary until industry recovers. And our team, our VPs of our team volunteered to take 50% of the pay cut. And our employees work 4 days, stay at home 1 day, or work 3 days and stay at home 2 days. By doing so, we're able to retain the talents from our team. And now we very much look forward for a recovery of the travel industry.
Thank you, Jane. And how would you summarize the main learnings of this period?
So first of all, I think the technology plays a very important role because instantly when such a rapid change takes place in the industry, humanly it's impossible to process all these requests. So we get online, one hit, get your refund back. And it's very much empowered by our technology team. The second thing is also we use countless technology to help our hotels to make sure safety is ascertained during the process. Again, technology played a very important role for that. The third one is we work with every country, the border control community, to make sure the information is put online when our customers try to cross borders. So all these are empowered by our AI system, by our technology team.
Right, and you mentioned a few trends already, and if we extend this a bit, and what would you share with us? What trends are you witnessing in global travel, and what are your expectations in terms of consumer demands?
Sure. In terms of the booking pattern, we have observed 4 S. First of all, people tend to book a smaller group of tours rather than big group of tours. Second thing, people are paying lots of attention to safety measures. So we advise our hotel partners, our local tour operators to really make sure they offer hand sanitizers, face masks if it's available. So our customers are very well protected and feel very safe when they travel with them. The third way is the booking window is shortened. Lastly is the stay of the vacation is also shortened. So these are the 4 S's we have observed in booking pattern. In terms of the product offerings. A lot of people are booking packages which is associated with wellness. So areas which offers meditation gets lots of business. Also, our customers are booking a lot of packages for their families. So villa type of product gets lots of attention. Lastly, our young generation likes to travel to remote areas with less development. So we call it philanthropism. Basically, they are using tourism as a philanthropy to bring the buying power into the remote area and improve the job opportunity, improve the living standard in this area. And Trip.com has empowered these kind of trends by building lots of resorts in the remote and less development area to help the people with their job opportunities.
Perfect, thank you. And Jane, going back to the topic of technology, what technology is Trip.com Group focusing on right now? And what would you say, how is digitization affecting our industry?
Digitalization is very important in our industry because travel is a very traditional travel industry, and we're moving many offline transactions onto online to improve the efficiency. And secondly, we're using a lot of AI technology to help our customers. A lot of calls during the peak time right now is handled by robots. So this technology is very helpful for us. And third one is also using the data mining just to help our hotels and airlines to make sure their product is very well liked.
Perfect. And is there any other areas you would mention and like to point out that Trip.com Group is focusing on right now strategically?
Yes. So the technology also is very helpful for us to reach out to the new customers using new media method. For example, live stream right now is very popular in the young generation. Short videos is very popular in our community. So we use all these platforms to make sure our product is very welcomed, very liked by the young generation.
Right, and you mentioned before as well that you are a very engaged stakeholder of the overall ecosystem, and you have a very partnership-focused approach in your business conduct. So can you share with us what are you working on right now to help the overall and wider industry to overcome the crisis?
Sure. So a lot of small and business suppliers in the local villages, in the local area have great products. So we encourage them to put their hotels, put their content, put their videos onto our platform. So our customers, through search, through review, will be able to go to these beautiful areas. So our platform is very open. We welcome every partner that has good tour operations put their product onto our platforms.
Perfect, and thank you. And speaking of prospects for business recovery in the travel industry, what would you say? How do you picture how travel looks like in 10 years? And what is your vision of the future?
I'm very positive for the recovery of the travel industry. Many countries start to open up their borders. I'm sure this summer will be very busy, particularly in Europe, USA, Australia, New Zealand, etc., where the countries have demonstrated their ability to reduce the death rate by COVID. And from our data, customers' pent-up demand is very strong. So as long as the vaccine rate is increasing, as long as the death rate is very well under control, we'll be able to see a strong recovery for the travel industry.
Right. And as you know, today is a very special day. Today is International Women's Day. And I do know that you are a very passionate advocate for empowering and supporting females in the workforce and the workplace overall, and also families. And well, I consider you an outstanding role model for female leadership as well. So I have to ask you, what are the policies that Trip.com Group has in place to support the female workforce? And why would you consider it so important to have female representation, especially in leadership positions?
Sure. Female leadership for our company is very important because female leaders bring lots of strengths and virtues into our team. For example, they're very good with putting themselves in other people's shoes, show strong empathy, very good with communications, with cross-department collaborations, and also are very willing to make personal sacrifice for the best interest of the team. So we want to make sure our team is very well balanced by brings female leaders as well as male leaders together to best serve our customers. So for our team, we have implemented many measures to support our female workers. For example, when they're pregnant, we offer free taxi to bring them to work and take them to home. When their babies are born, we give them 800 as a gift, 3,000 as education fee. And when they come back to work, we offer flexible working hours to support them. And recently, we have noticed many female students are getting their PhDs. So as a female, they have certain period which is good for the time for them to give birth. So we also offer if they want to have their eggs frozen, our company will pay for it. That will give them longer time for them to consider to give birth for their babies. And all these measures have give us very good results. For example, more than 50% of the workforce are females. More than 40% of the management are females. And more than 1/3 of the executives are females. And these numbers were outstanding if we compare to the other companies in the high-tech industry.
Right. Thank you. That's an impressive list of activities you just mentioned and policies you have in place to support women. And of course, we all wonder, and we would like to know from you as one of the role models of our industry, what advice would you give a young woman that's starting her career in the industry and would like to work in technology, for example, but also wants to have a family and pursue her personal goals? What is your tip how to approach this best?
Sure. There are always lots of good traits I'm looking for when we recruit students to our company. But there are 4 items I always think are very important. The first one is integrity. The second one is optimistic because when you run a business, there is always ups and downs, just like COVID. No company, no individual, no country have had the opportunity to rehearse for this disaster. Yet we have to be very optimistic to lead the team out of this storm. The third one is curious, always very curious about the new things, try out different new technologies, full of curiosity to learn new technology, new items in the industry. And the last one is diligent. I think no matter you are Elon Musk or you are a very common workers, putting in the efforts is very important. Now, if you have these 4 traits, you will be able to deliver solid results. Now, as a female, we also need to encourage our young workers to really push themselves out of their comfort zone because you have such a great potential. As long as you always push yourself out of your comfort zone, you will be able to excel and to be successful.
That's indeed very impressive, and I think there's a long list other companies and players can take well note of. So thank you so much for sharing, Jane. And it was a total pleasure to speak with you. I really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you everyone for watching and being here with us at the ITB Berlin Convention 2022. I'm handing over back to the studio at the ITB Berlin Fairgrounds and looking forward to the remainder of this Future and Resilience Day of ITB Berlin Convention. See you there.